Hello guys, welcome back. Welcome to my vlog JJK. Today we're gonna be doing floor 89 of Illusory Tower. So for this floor clear, I was waiting for Miwa and Nanami buff SP buffs. So the day I got those SP buffs, I cleared this floor, but I just didn't post it because I don't know. I honestly don't know why I didn't post it. But let's look at the team. Let's look at the strat that I went with. So, I'm gonna use Inumaki with the CE rank bit so that his skill 3 he can do consistently because it takes 20 CE, which is a lot. Um, right? And then we have Miwa. She's obviously gonna be the buffer of the team, although there is a buff cut. It's like 60% buff cut, so it's not like an 80% or something. Because if it was like 80% or something higher, I probably wouldn't have been able to clear this. But the fact that it's 60%, the buffers still work because there's still a significant amount of buffs that you can get out of their max cap of buffs, right? So I used Miwa. Of course, her ult is a nuke after getting the SP. It does crazy amount of damage, right? You'll see how much damage she actually did in the whole fight. And we have Nanami. Of course, his whole kit is based around his buffs, but like Black Flash buffs, P-Tech, C-Tech buffs, and all that shit. But he works well in this floor. I mean, if you get the Black Flash RNG right, with the skill threes, you can really do skill threes unstoppable. But you'll see that because the buffs are nerfed, he's not going to do as many Black Flashes as he would have. But he still gives a lot of damage buffs to the team, has a lot of self buffs, and yeah, so he pretty much does good. And the fact that he has this crit res decrease on his ultimate really helps Gojo and Yuji so that they can Black Flash and crit. We're gonna be using Gojo, of course, the GOAT. But he's at A0, so it's like, he's not A1 or anything. If it would have been A1, it would have been easier, but like, of course, you just do a skill 2s to get that crit res decrease. You do skill 1s, hope for a Black Flash to get his zone state buffs before you nuke with the ult. And then this ult plays really well into the team's damage because it provides them with 150% damage debuff, and it's a debuff, so it's not nerfed at all. So they can do like crazy amount of damage in those 3 turns. Well, actually two because Gojo's gonna do his ult after everyone does the action, so it's just 2 turns that they get for big damage. And then UD steps in, of course, he does his thing, skill 3, hope for a Black Flash, you get curse energy efficiency, you do your ults, and you get everything down. I didn't upgrade his skills completely. It's like at F2P 8887. Of course, a higher level is recommended, to reduce the RNG. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And one more thing, good thing about using Nanami in this floor is that you can unlock the secret floor. And the requirement for the secret floor is that you complete not if you use Nanami and win in the battle. So yeah, using the SP Nanami really helps you not to just clear this floor, but also get the extra 300 in fragments, 300 cubes in one fragment. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We should get into the battle now. Alright guys, here we are on the 89th floor. Now I'll be explaining all the skills that I use, everything like that. So we start off with skill 1 from Inumaki to conserve CE. We do a skill 2 with Miwa so that we can do counters because he's gonna do 2 melee. Skill 1 with Nanami so that, we keep our CE and stuff. And of course, as I said, skill 2 with Gojo to get the crit res decrease stuff going on. And okay, he doesn't Black Flash, but he got the crit buffs and Black Flash buffs, so maybe he will in the future, hopefully. Alright, we'll do the buffs with Miva started. Yeah. Gonna do debuffs with Inumaki so that, of course, our damage stays consistent. Because debuffs are the most important part on this floor. right? Um, yeah. Yeah, we do skill 2 with Nanami for the buff enhancement so that our buffs are extended and we can do more damage. 'Cause this ultimate is gonna be a good one. Yeah, unfortunate that Miwa gets her CE taken, but you know, it would have been better if it was on Gojo or even Nanami would have been fine, but it's okay, I guess. Yep, decent damage by Nanami, like 7 mil something ish. 6. I don't know. Yeah, like more like 4.5 or something. Yeah. I'm not sure honestly. Um, okay, yeah, we ult with Inumaki right now so that we can ult with him later when he is in Gojo's domain. So yeah. Plus we get the CE, extra CE to save. We don't use 20 CE, we just use an ult. Yeah, we use skill 1 with Miwa to conserve CE because right now I don't have to buff. I can buff from the next turn for Gojo's ultimate. That's the next big phase, if you want to call it, in the battle. Yeah, we need to heal, and we use a skill 2 right now because he's going to do melee attack on 7th turn. And whenever you counter, you get 4 turn buffs. And her skill 3 buffs are just 3 turns, so it all adds up if you do it properly, right? And 11th turn is going to be our domain expansion, so it works perfectly with the buffs, right? Okay, yeah, here we go. Okay, a counter, let's go. That was RNG, pure RNG, but yeah. Yeah, we'll start the buffs now because then, you know, we can get maximum buffs. I was really hoping for a break by turn 10, but doesn't seem possible. Because when the opponent is in break status, Gojo gets extra buffs, right? But it's okay. Yeah, we use a skill 2 with Nanami so that, you know, Gojo's buffs get better. And he does even more crazy damage. Yeah, he's good with his black flashes this time. The RNG was there. He's gonna do good damage now. Debuff with Inumaki, of course. We don't have enough CE for Miwa buffs, but it's okay. Pop. Pretty good. But still good ultimate, like 2.5, 2.9. That's like, yeah. It's doing good. 10.8 million is very good for this floor. It's very, very good. And Yuji comes out now. We can do, yeah, we can do all our ults now. So that we do maximum damage because it's all damage debuffs, stat debuffs. It's crazy right now. Good 10.1 mil. As I said, she's just a nuker with his ult. Her ult is basically a nuke. You're gonna do insane damage in that. And then Nanami. Okay, like 9 mil. Look at that, bro. You're just melting him. Like this, like 3 turns are like the most important turns. You're gonna do maximum damage in these turns. Right? Unfortunately, no Black Flash, but it's okay. It's okay. Um, yeah. So I have Nanami's co-op SP thing unlocked as well. So because it gives crit buffs and Black Flash buff to the cooperator, so you know it really helps people like Yuta and Yuji who want to crit and Yuji want a Black Flash, so really helps. Yeah, we're just doing skill 1 with Miwa because we want to conserve CE for when we are actually going to do the ultimate. Because right now we're just building up our ult gauge for the big damage. Right? Plus he drains 10 CE with in every 2 turns, so, you know, conserving CE is kind of important. Yeah. And the thing is, you're gonna use skill 2 of Inumaki so often now because it decreases the enemy's C-Tech, so his ultimate is not gonna do as much damage as it would have because if he ults twice and you don't do skill 2 debuffs, you're pretty much gonna get someone killed, right? So skill 2 of Inumaki is really important, right? In this floor, Inumaki is kind of better than Kamo for multiple reasons. Reason number one is that his ult works directly into his debuffs. So like, you can do that ult loop thing. Second reason is that, of course, Inumaki has Q2, which decreases the enemy's C-Tech, while Kamo does nothing of that sort. So, you know, and he takes away some turns with his skill 2 state thing. So Inumaki is just better that way, right? For this floor specifically. Um, okay, yeah. Expected damage. No black flashes though, kind of unfortunate, but it's fine. 1.8 mil. Yeah, fair enough. Right. Nanami did way more damage than Yuji that turn, of course. Nanami is the GOAT. I mean, he is doing most of the heavy lifting right now. Like, consistently. Like, Miwa's damage is new, but then Nanami is being very consistent with his damage. Right. Yep. Do it. Let's go Black Flash. Yuji doesn't Black Flash, unfortunate, but it's fine. It's okay. Pop. Get a counter. Perfect. Yeah. I had to use my skill 1 because if I had used my skill 2, I would have only 10 CE next turn, and then I wouldn't have been able to do the skill 2 for Inumaki. So I had to do skill 1 that turn. Pop, counter, perfect. Like, that's RNG. Hitting Miwa that turn was just RNG, right? We didn't have any provocation or anything. That's how it be sometimes. Yeah, and then we do that. I was confused this turn if I should really do that or maybe I should wait for a combo with Nanami, but I was like, no, we have the ultimate, we should do it anyways, right? Yep. 1.9, almost 2 million by Yuji. But yeah, Miwa is doing more on the ultimate than Yuji, and then Nanami in general is doing more than Yuji. So, yeah. These three are pumping out damage, It's not Yuji, it's not only Nanami, and it's not only Miwa. It's all three working well together. That's the synchronization you want. Right? I do that because, getting counters is really good. It gives you the buffs. And, you basically take no damage. So, really helps. But unfortunately, he does no melee attacks that turn, so yeah, it's whatever. I could have done the combo, but I didn't do it because um I had to use the skill 2 with Inumaki, right? If I didn't do that, Inumaki would have probably died, so doing that was the right choice. We just waited a turn and yeah, we still do it here. Mop. Cool. Nanami. Pop, pop, pop. Let's go. Good damage. Of course, if he had more Miwa buffs, it would have been better, but it's fine. Now we do a skill 2 with Inumaki now, right? Without Reg Bit, the reason for not using the Reg Bit is that if I did use the Reg Bit, at the end of this turn, I would have effectively 15 CE plus 10 every turn that I get, so 25. But if I don't use it, I'm gonna have 10 turns 10 CE next turn, but then I'm gonna get 20 more. So it's effectively gonna be 40 by turn 27. Compared to if I had used it, it would have been your 35. Just 5 CE less. You know, that's still important, right? That's why I didn't use the CE that turn, although it was available. That 5 CE can really like change your game for your skill 2 and all. So, yeah, sometimes you have to take those kind of decisions. And I didn't do a skill 2 that turn, although she's gonna ult, because I thought like Yuji and Nanami might break, but they don't. And Inumaki dies. Just look at his damage, bro. It's so high. Yeah, but they didn't break. I was kind of disappointed, but it's okay. It's okay. The DPSs are still alive. We can still do it, right? And it's only a small amount of damage that we have to do, so it's okay. 2.5 right there. Then we have a Miwa ult coming up. Yep. I really thought she'd get a full animation, but she didn't kill, so. And then Nanami kills. Yep. The goat kills. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a team effort. There was no one big guy who did all the damage, right? Everyone did a lot. Let's look at the damage. Of course, Inumaki did no damage. Miwa did a lot. She did the highest in the team, surprisingly. Only her ultimate was doing most of the damage, right? Still, she overthrew everyone. Overthrew everyone, yeah. Nanami was a second runner-up. Yuji was like the underdog right now. Yeah, pretty good, I'd say, right? Solid team. SP really gave the blue team a hope. Like they were trash before, non F2P. Like they weren't F2P at all. The blue teams weren't. Now they are, right? So that's pretty good. And that was it for floor 89. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe on your way out. Peace.